You caught me taking my last look at tea. Hello everyone and welcome to your Pilates class with me, April. I hope you're all doing well this very fine, happy, sunny Monday. We've got a full 30-minute Pilates class for you. If you've never been to a Pilates class before, don't worry, it's suitable for all ages, levels, genders and abilities. All you need is a mat. If you've not got a mat with you, don't worry. You could always use the carpet or a rug or a throw. And I always recommend having a head block or a pillow just to keep your neck always in line with your spine. Okay, so let's come and lay down today. Gently. So have your feet hip width apart before you start. So as a rule of thumb, ankles always in line with the knees, hands down, roll down and stretch out. Pushing through the heels, arms over the head, letting your whole body breathe. So imagine you've just woken up and you want a good stretch, because there's nothing better than that feeling of having a good stretch first thing. And your muscles love it and your body loves it. And then relax. And then again, inhale, exhale. Stretch and reach. And come down. And again, one more time. Stretch up and reach over. And breathe. Good. And then hug that right knee in towards the chest. Hands down as low as you can. And then we're just going to nod up and bring that forehead towards the knee. Keeping that left leg nice and long. You can even point through the toes. That helps just to stretch out the top of the right leg, the left leg. And then lower. And again, nod, lift. And come down. And again, nod and lift. And lower. One more time. Inhale. Exhale, lift. And lower. Stretch that right leg out. Hug the left knee in. Drop the shoulders. Again, hands down that left leg as far as you can. Inhale. Exhale, nod. And then point through that right foot. And lower down. And again, nod and lift. And lower. And again, nod and lift up. And lower down. One more time. Inhale. Exhale, lift. And come down. Good. Stretch those legs away. And then the hands come out to the side. And then inhale, exhale. We're going to drop one hand back and one hand down. So the hands are like zigzagging. Don't worry if one of your hands on one side doesn't reach the floor. For some reason, my right side really struggles with it. If you've got any weaknesses, shoulder injuries, then sometimes it just doesn't like it. So don't worry if you can't. And we'll do 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Bring the feet in. So let's have the feet and knees together. And then we push the heels out and the toes forward. And now hopefully your toes are facing straight down towards the mat and not out to the side. And then just let the lower back press into the mat. Then we're going to lift one hip up and lower, and then the left. And you should feel this in your lower back. This is very healthy for the hips. As I always explain, the hips are in the middle part of the body, especially for women. They're quite a tense area. So by doing these few little stretches, your hips just help to realign and get a little bit of movement. We'll do 4, 3, 2, 1, and then release, and then push the lower back into the mat. So your glutes are just skimming off the floor, and then come back down. And again, tuck under. And down. And again, down, under. And push down. And tuck under. And push down. And then just drop the shoulders. Wonderful. Let's lift the arms up and palms are facing each other, and then inhale, one arm really reaches high. Imagine you've got a piece of string in the middle of that finger and it's really reaching up, and it lowers down. Really exaggerate the movement, because I know that tight shoulders is a massive common problem for people. No matter what job you do, shoulders can be really, really stiff and sore, so just allow yourself to stretch up. And we'll do 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. And then right hand on the left wrist, left on right, drop them down. And now inhale, exhale. Imagine someone is pressing on your elbows, pushing your elbows towards your lower body. And again, that should feel very, very nice on your shoulders. Now lift up, inhale, exhale, push up towards the ceiling. Relax, lower down, and inhale, exhale, push the elbows down. And relax, lift, push up. Come down and lower, push the elbows down and away. Inhale, exhale, lift. And down one more time, push. And then up and push up again. And release. Good, and your shoulders should feel really good, so don't forget, you could do that little, how long have we been so far? 10 minutes, 9 minutes. You could do that 9-minute routine every single morning or just before you go to bed, and your whole body's had a little stretch now. So especially the shoulders, always stretch your shoulders. If you get headaches a lot, if you have a lot of tension, even if you suffer from like stress and anxiety, we sometimes have really tense shoulders when we feel like that. So by stretching them out, you will really help just to relax your shoulders down. Okay, stretching out the hips a little quickly before we start. Just walk the left foot away and thread that right foot through that gap, and then push the knee down. And again, that should feel really, really nice. And then lift, right foot down, left foot through, left knee down. And release. And then let the hips just relax. So neutral pelvis, pushing the lower back into the mat, push the fingers underneath the hips, create a little gap back so you can get your fingers in between the back and the mat. Just there, and that should be now a neutral pelvis for you. So Excuse me. Take the arms up towards the ceiling, and the right hand is going to go back and the left leg is going to go out. And push through that heel and then slide as you come back in, so that hands and the arms are working at the same time. A little bit of coordination for you. Test the brain as well. And other side. Good, and we'll do 4, 3, 2, oh my mat, and 1. Good, and then place the hands down. Let's warm up now into the hips and the core. So you're going to remove your hip pillow, hands behind the head, and you're going to make sure your elbows are wide, so thumb meets where the neck and the head join. And that way, if it's too high, the hands on the head, you're going to pull your neck forward, which is very bad for it. So inhale, nod, exhale, squeeze up. Just squeeze and hold. And then lower. And again, nod and lift. And lower. And nod and lift. And lower. Elbows wide. 2 more just to warm up. And come down. And last 1. And relax. Okay, so if you're a beginner at Pilates, you're more than welcome to repeat what we've just done. If not, you'd like to make it a little bit harder, we're going to lift up the right leg, nod and lift, and then extend that right leg out, bring it in and lower, and keep repeating with this same side. So nod your chin towards your chest, squeeze up, extend, come in and lower, and nod, lift and extend, bring it in and lower, and again, nod, lift, extend, come in and lower, and nod, lift and extend, and come in and lower, and then just bring that foot down. Give yourself a quick breather because it is more intense. We're working into the hips, and obviously one leg is off the floor and doing a lot more than the other leg, so it's going to feel a little bit more it's going to feel a little harder. Left leg, so make sure the pelvis is still. So quickly with the pelvis, just to recap, if your pelvis is neutral, your leg is here. If your pelvis is tucked under, you're going to have your knee moving. So if I just move my hips and my pelvis, my knee automatically moves. My knee isn't moving, my hips is moving my knee. Does that make sense? So if you are tucking under too much, your leg might be here and down here. You're going to feel the effects of the exercise a lot more if your knee is in line with your hip and your ankle is in line with your knee. So inhale, nod, and then extend. Bring it in and lower down. Nod and lift and extend. Come in and lower down. Nod and lift. In and lower. Nod, squeeze. And come down. And then nod and lift and extend. Come in and lower, and well done. Just thread that left foot through, just because sometimes you can feel it in your hips and your thighs. Well, I do. I don't know about you, but I definitely do. and release. Good. Now we're going to just come into a bridge. So Pilates bridge, we'll do it in normal exercises and in yoga. It's very good for the lower back. And if you did a few of these a day, I always say this, you'll feel a difference amazingly and more or less immediately. If you have your knees and feet together and your heels out and your toes forward, drop your shoulders down away from your ear, hands to the floor, push your lower back into the mat and then squeeze up. And then gently lower. And again, inhale, tuck under and lift. And then come down and lower. And again, tuck under, lift up. And lower. And again, tuck under and lift up. Now hands underneath, so that helps just to lift you up a little bit more. Release the hands and lower down. Good. Give your legs a little bit of a shake off if they need it. And now what we're going to do is do the same sort of exercise, but this time we're going to be targeting the hamstrings a little bit more. So the hamstrings, often too tighter hamstrings, and that can be from walking, gardening, standing up for too long, sitting down for too long, desk jobs, hairdressers. I always say this, they can get really tight, and then what happens is that pulls on the muscles in the glutes, and then that obviously affects your lower back and your posture. This exercise, what we're going to do, this is going to warm up the hamstrings, and then we can have a deep stretch of them after, because you don't really want to deep stretch your muscles without warming them up first. So if you have your feet where you did for your glute bridge, and then just step 1 foot forward and then the other foot forward, and then just take a look to make sure that your ankles are in line with your knees, and then one foot's not out here, because what will happen is, unfortunately, you will feel it in your lower back. So hands down to the floor, drop the shoulders, and then you're going to squeeze up and then lower down. So hopefully you're feeling it more in your hamstrings. Still tuck the pelvis under and curl up and lift off. And control coming down as well. Pilates is all about the controlling of your body when you do a movement. Let's do 3 more. 3, 2, and 1. Let's squeeze and hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stretch those feet out, and then arms overhead. Well done. Relax the feet off. Gently come and lift up, and then we're going to stretch off those hamstrings straight away. So what you're going to do is bring your right foot in. Now this is quite an intense deep stretch. Don't worry if it's not perfect. It takes a long time to perfect. It takes a long time for your muscles to lengthen and relax. So don't panic if you're thinking that you're not doing this properly. It takes a long time. So make sure your sitting bones are sat. You're on your sitting bones and you're not rounding through your spine straight away. Both thumbs are on top of the foot and then the fingers are underneath. And then inhale, exhale, try and lift that leg as straight as you can. Try and keep the back nice and straight. And lower. It is intense, but just keep going. A little bit is better than none at all. Inhale, exhale. And lower. And again, inhale, exhale, and lower, and other side. So make sure you're sat on your sitting bones, one hand on top of the other, fingers underneath, breathing in, breathe out. And come down. And lower, last one, inhale, exhale. And release. Well done. Swing your knees around, come into a child's pose. Just quick stretch off before we work into the upper back. And then lift up. Come and lay down on your front. And then just rock the hips side to side. And then release. So feet together, toes out, heels out, and relax down. Now forehead comes down to the floor and the palms are on the floor and the little fingers are touching the thighs. Drop the shoulders. Now walk the fingers away, so you're dropping the shoulders away from the ears. Forehead down, inhale, exhale, lift up. And lower. So your eyes always keep staring at the mat. And down. And we'll do 6. And down. 5. And down. 4. And down. 3. And down. 2. And down. And 1. And down. And relax. And then rock the hips side to side. And now push your hips into the floor to release that lower back. And relax. Gosh, it's that time already. Okay, let's come into a downward dog. This will help to, as you've warmed up the hamstrings, you'll find that you might feel a little bit more flexible when you do a downward dog. It does take quite a lot of practice. If you do a lot of yoga, of course, you'll know what I'm talking about. But it's a very good way to stretch off the entire muscles from your ankle all the way up into your shoulders. So hands to the floor. Make sure the middle fingers are in alignment with each other. Walk the knees back, tuck the toes under, and we inhale and exhale, push down, and then bring the feet forward and then lift up one heel at a time. Just stretch, take your time. And 3, 2, 1. Bring the knees down. So bring the knees back further than you would for a child's pose, and then walk the hands just a little bit closer towards the top of the mat. And then stretch the arms as if you're trying to get your armpits to the floor. And this will help open up the front of the body, give you a good stretching off. And then lift up. Bring the knees in. Nice tall spine. We'll just do a few side stretches just to help with the sides of the body. So right hand behind you, left hand on the right knee, and then push into that right knee. You can also come up and do it here and place the hand on the hip if you can't sit onto your heels. But really push it against it, feel that opening up. And relax. Let the arms have a little bit of a breather. And then right hand on the left knee, fingers behind, and then you're twisting from your waist, looking over that left shoulder. And release. Come and lay on your back. And roll down, hands underneath the knees, drop the shoulders, and breathe. And relax, stretch the legs out long. And now we've just got a minute just to let the body feel nice and calm. Inhale through your nose and exhale through the mouth. Breathe in and breathe out. Inhale, exhale, inhale, and exhale. And breathe in, breathe out, stretch. If you can, try and curl yourself up. Bring the feet in, spine is nice and tall. Stretching the fingertips out to the side. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. And inhale and exhale. And thank you all very much for joining me today. I hope you all enjoyed it. Have a wonderful week, and I shall see you all next Monday. Bye bye.